Hello everyone. This is Brian with Zimco Survival, and this is my review of the Snugpak Jungle Blanket. This is part of my sleep system. Like I said in one of my other videos, I have a 3-part sleep system. This is part number 1. I want to go ahead and do a review for you guys of it. So basically it comes in a stuff sack like this. Well, it's a stuff sack slash compression bag. I don't actually trust this compression bag too much because it's only got a one stitch down here at the bottom. So I don't want to, really cinch this thing down because I don't want to split that seam. So for Jungle Pack, you could probably make these a little bit better as far as compression bags go. Now, before I open this up, the blanket itself is 76 inches long by 64 inches wide, exactly twice as big width-wise as the Jungle bag. In fact, I'm pretty sure they just took a Jungle blanket, sewed some zippers onto it, and turned it into the Jungle bag. Otherwise, ratings are exactly the same. It has a comfort rating of 45 degrees and a low rating of 36. Now, I have used it at 40, I've used it at 35, and just the bag itself, when you get down to the 35 range, it gets kind of cold. About 40 degrees I was comfortable, 45 it started getting a little warm, but overall it holds up to the temperature ratings that it claims. Now, let me go ahead and pull it out. That's a pretty simple process. You just loosen up the straps there a little bit, pull that down, loosen up this strap, pull that down. Alright, now it has this little thing here, just a standard little button push to open it up. There we are. The thing that I find annoying is the little straps sit over the entrance and are kind of hard to get away. Now, here's the actual bag itself. Unroll it for you guys, or this is the blanket. This is a 2-sided blanket. You have a diamond ripstop. Let me see if I can show you the diamond pattern. You have a diamond ripstop material on one side, and then you have a soft material on the inside. Insulation wise, it's not a particularly thick blanket, but they say they use some travel soft insulation in here. I don't know what that is. I know that it is pretty warm and it holds up to its temperature claim. Overall, it's kind of a modern day Woobie. Now, it is a bit smaller than the Woobie, probably about 6 inches in all directions. So the Woobie is much larger, but this tends to be warmer. We do have one, a Woobie, but I prefer this one because it is warmer. Now, my overall thought process as far as the quality of this goes is that it is a very, very good quality material. It's a very good quality blanket. I wished it was double stitched, but most of the stitching is single. So long term, I don't know how long it'll last, but it should last a few years. I mean, it's a pretty good quality piece of material. It is windproof. This side here is windproof, the part with the diamonds on it, and water resistant. That does not mean it's waterproof. It is water resistant. Eventually it will get wet. So this isn't the kind of thing that you would use instead of a proper bivvy. Now, water, when it gets on this, just kind of beads off. So it offers a nice water repellent property for a while, but if you're in the rain or something, this is going to get wet eventually. So I would recommend trying to avoid getting this wet though, because once it does get wet, it takes forever to dry out. One thing that they did add to it, I don't know how successful they were, because I don't tend to, you know, have smell problems with my equipment, because I rarely sleep in this without other clothes on. But they supposedly added antimicrobial, antifungal, you know, whatever properties to this to keep it from smelling. Like I said, I don't know how successful that is or not, but they did it. It's not something I've been able to test out. Let me see if I can find. Now, the material in here, the insulation, these two pieces are not connected. The outer shell and the inner shell are not physically connected to each other. Okay? As you can see here. I don't know how well you can see it, but I just pulled it apart. The insulation is attached to the inner wall, this part, the soft part you actually put around you, and sewn down in strips. So let me see if I can show you the sewing. See, there's one of the sewing seams right here. All the way across. So the insulation doesn't bunch up or collect inside. It is sewn to the inner fabric. But as far as the separation between this piece and the inner piece, it is a little bit annoying, because, you know, it'll slip around, and I kind of find that annoying, especially in a hammock. But you can work with it, and considering this only weighs 25 ounces, or about 1.6 pounds, and it is rated down to 45 comfort and 36 actual survival temperature, I really like it. Now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you guys this completely laid out, and I'm going to show you how to pack it back up, because there is a bit of a trick to it. So I'll be right back. And welcome back. This is what the jungle blanket looks like when it's completely set up. So after it's open, as you can see, it is a pretty decent sized blanket. It's not particularly large. It's 64 inches by 76 inches, so I'd say it's about a medium level size here. If you're tall, like 6'2", 6'3", go with the original Woobie, because this won't cover you up completely. But let me go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to go pack this thing back up, or at least the way that I found is the most successful. So first, fold it over, just like this. When packing anything like this back up, you want to make sure that everything is even, because if you don't, it can make it pretty difficult to get back in the bag. This is where most people make their mistake, and why it is pretty difficult for a lot of people to get it back, because your original folds have to be even. Alright, we're going to fold it again. Make sure everything's nice and even. Push out some of the air. Fold it one more time. There we are. Now, starting on one side and you're going to start making a tight roll. As you're doing it, making sure to compress the air out of the bag or the blanket. And making sure that it stays even if it starts to slide. There we are. Let me grab the compression sack. Okay, and I'm back. This is what it looks like when you're done rolling it. What you're going to do, take and open your compression sack all the way. Slide one side over the top like this. Then take and put the other side around the base. Put it on backwards. Start with the side that looks like this. Put this over the top. Slide that on. Slide this up over. Just kind of work your way around. There we are. Once you've gotten it completely wrapped up like this, you just take, kind of push the bag in. Whoop! Throwing stuff around. Now this is where I don't like the fact that the two pieces are separated, because it makes this process of stuffing it in just a little more difficult than it needs to be. There we are. And it's stuffed back into its little bag. Zip this up. Like that. Slide these two pieces up. Just like this. Tighten them down. And you're done. My overall rating of this is probably an 8 out of 10. I think it would have been nicer if they added just a little more insulation to it. And I think that it would have been better if they had sewn both pieces of the fabric together instead of just one piece to the insulation. I think it would have made it a lot easier to work with. But overall, it's well worth the money. I think it was $25 on Amazon. So for a blanket like this, at this weight and size, I think it's a really good investment. Definitely go and pick one up if you have the money to do so. But there you have it. That's my review. Nice and quick, simple and to the point. Thank you guys for watching. Please have a great day. And remember, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Bye bye.